Up until now, I've been using LG's version of their Android Wear wearable, but on my doorstep this morning, I got the Samsung version of it. So it's Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And it's time to unbox and give my first impressions on the Samsung Gear Live. Alright, and the packaging of the Samsung Gear Live is very similar to the kinds you would find on general Samsung devices with this wood-ish cardboard, apparently made from sustainable materials, so that's always kind of nice. It kind of makes every single Samsung device kind of a little bit droll because you expect it to come in a box like this, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for what is underneath the top cover. So let's go ahead and do that. And there is the Samsung Gear Live. This is, again, Samsung's version of the Android Wear device in the shape of a Gear smartwatch. You probably are familiar with the Gear 2, the Gear 2 Neo, all of those. And what I already noticed when I did the first look at the Gear Live is that it takes on the best parts of the Gear ecosystem. Well, not only does it have the look of the regular Gear 2 or Gear 2 Neo because there's no camera, but it also uses, as you're going to see right here, the latch-on way of putting on the device to your wrist. There's no like weird latch right here. Basically, it's just 2 pins that go into the cuff over here, and then it's really easy to put on. So you'll see a little bit better what that means in a second when I put this on my wrist and give you my first impressions and do the setup. But basically, you take the watch out of here, and there is some plastic, actually a lot of plastic all around the entire thing, but we'll just put that aside for a second. We have the charger right here, which is actually a wall charger. It's not a micro USB into an adapter. And then from here, we have a small connector that latches onto the back. Not particularly the best way of charging something. I do like the LG G Watch's flat profile where you'll be able to put the watch right onto there, but this you have to snap onto the back of the watch in order to get it to charge. We'll take a look at that a little bit more in a bit, but at least for me, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I wasn't on the other Gear devices. Alright, and here we are with the actual watch itself. Now, there is a lot of plastic on here that we have to get off, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. Comes all the way around the band, comes out to the front, and then I'm just going to go ahead and rip that area off. And the plastic on the back should come right off like that. And there you go, the Samsung Gear Live. Like I said, it pretty much looks like a Gear from the previous Gear 2, Gear 2 Neo, the Gear before it. But it has the band that is much like the Gear Fit. Just a little bit of plastic there, I'll take that off. And basically, it's just a couple of nubs that go right into this band right here on the other side, and that is a lot better to me than the system that they had in place for the Gear 1, the Gear 2, and the Gear 2 Neo. I do like this particular type better. So we're just going to go ahead, just looking around the device real quick, you do see that there is that heart rate monitor on the back, along with the charging pins that you're going to see, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate real quick what that looks like. Basically, you get the connector pins, and you just have to snap it onto the back, and you can hear that snap right there. So that's what it looks like. You can't really lie this thing flat. It does look pretty awkward, and it does feel pretty awkward too, I will admit. But you just connect the micro USB charging cord into that port, and after that, when you're done, you just snap it back off. I have been hearing some reports that certain users have been noticing that the mechanism that snaps onto the back here has been breaking, so you might have to take that into consideration when you're trying to charge your Gear Live. So just kind of be careful with it. And it looks like I actually held the one button that's over here on the side. As you can see right there, there's the button. And we're going to get into the operating system right now. Alright, and looking at the actual setup right now, I have Android Wear open right now, and it is connected to my LG G Watch at the moment, but I will easily just be able to pair it with a new wearable, as you can see right there. So let's go ahead and hit English right here, and it says to install Android Wear on there, which I do already. Just say accept to everything, and it will start searching for the device, and there it is, Gear Live. And the connection should be fairly easy. Just hit pair on both. The setup is nice and quick. Everything should be all set, and I already have applications that are installed on my phone, so they should be getting synced over to the watch right now, and the experience for the most part should be the same. The only thing that will be different for the most part is that I can check my heart rate using this, and it will sync to Google Fit, which is the apparatus that is on Android Wear in order for you to track your steps, but also your heart rate in the case of the Gear Live, because it's the only smartwatch at the moment that has the heart rate monitor for Android Wear. Alright, so I have the Gear Live right here. I'm just going to go ahead and put it onto my wrist. I have removed my LG G Watch, so I will be using this over the next couple days as I do my review on the G Watch, which I pretty much know what to be able to say there. But as you can see right here, it says it's downloading at the moment, all of the applications and probably updates to this particular watch itself. So we won't be able to use it right away, but I can give you my first impressions as far as the feel of the device, because Android Wear, aside from the heart rate monitor on the back, is going to feel largely the same. So let's just go ahead and throw this on. Now the curve of the actual device allows for a curve on the band, and that's why the band thankfully has just those two nubs that will just snap right in and right there. That way it'll fit pretty easily. I'm not going to lie, it is pretty nice and comfortable. Not to say that it's more comfortable than the LG G Watch. I actually do think they're both pretty comparable in terms of their fit, but the Gear Live gets a couple of points because that curve does make it easier to put on, and those nubs do make it easier to put on as well, but that's really just a personal preference. After that, the curve does contour to the wrist pretty easily, and I am looking forward to using this over the next couple days because it's going to give me basically the experience that I have been fostering on Android Wear on the LG G Watch, except I'm just going to do it on here. That's the nice part about Android Wear, is the fact that you will be able to have it no matter what smartwatch you use, as long as you use Android Wear, the application, and you use one that's compatible with it. And yeah, it does feel really nice. You have this rubbery feel right here on the plastic band. And then as far as the finish on the watch goes, it does have a pretty premium feel. It actually looks pretty nice. The only thing that's missing is a little camera right here at the front, so you won't be able to take pictures with this like on the Gear 2. But nonetheless, that's not the focus of the Gear Live. Obviously, it's all about Android Wear, and that's what we're going to be seeing right here on the Gear Live in an upcoming review. So keep it tuned to Android Authority for all of the best coverage, and remember to check out the coverage from my colleagues in Android, Joe, Jace, Kevin the Tech Ninja, and of course Lon. After that, make sure you drop us some likes on our videos and to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and once you're done with all that, head on over to AndroidAuthority.com, because we are your source for all things Android.